So our next two speakers will demonstrate how horse racing and other sports are using digital content and the power of the crowd to gain the attention of their audience. At 7 League, Peter Clare specializes in digital strategy, social media, online video, mobile and web app development in sport, working with his clients to accelerate their digital performance. Recent projects include developing the UEFA's social media strategy, working with over 40 European national football associations, and also developing Great British Racing's digital strategy. So Peter will provide us with some best case examples to show how sporting brands can punch through the noise in the digital era.
Okay, hello everyone. So my presentation today is all about attention seeking. Whether you're race course, betting company, a brand, a sport, you want your customers to do things. You want them to come to your event. You want them to spend money. You want them to be engaged. But the first thing you have to do is get their attention. Now, I've gone to a long way today to get your attention. I've managed to dislocate my shoulder, and hopefully that will get your attention right now. But so bear with me when it comes to the clicking. So I'm going to give you 5 ways to gain the attention of your audience. Before I get onto that, just a bit about myself. This is the closest I got to playing for England. I used to work at the Football Association, where I began life running a youth coaching program. Went on to become the digital guy somehow. I ended up running the England football team's website, social media, Facebook page, took it from 10,000 to 1 million fans. This is back in 2010. Previous to that, I was at PlayStation and Adidas, so my kind of background is youth marketing. Who are 7 League? We specialize in accelerating digital performance. And that basically means, so we work with everyone from British Judo to the Gibraltar FA, all the way up to, in fact, in this building, I've worked with the French Football Association, and as mentioned before, Jason with UEFA and Great British Racing. But everyone can get better. We take people from here to here, or from there to there. And that's what we believe in. The culture of our company is every Friday we have a session about learning, getting better. Digital is moving very, very fast. So we try to, whether it's writing a social media strategy, whether it's coming up with content ideas for people, working out what to do their platforms, we try to get people better. And we do that by transforming the connection between brands and audiences, or sports and audiences. Here's some of the people we work with. So you mentioned earlier the growth strategy. I'm working on the GBR's growth strategy, working with race courses in the UK at the moment, analysing their digital platforms, their websites, their social media channels, working out, understanding insights about their audience, understanding their problems, and then working on a strategy with them. So we're in the middle of that process right now. So back to attention. This is what it used to be like. There's your attention. Everyone's looking in the same place. Anyone with children, getting their attention is hard. Getting their attention off the iPad, as even my 4-year-old, is very, very difficult. People's attention now, there are thousands of websites. There are over 1,000 social media channels, let alone millions of websites, I should say. Let alone proliferation of TV channels, huge amount of access to content. We've heard about this so much already today. This is the guy, I don't know, maybe 25, sat on the plane next to me recently. You can see too, then he had 3 phones and an iPad. Someone jokes it could be his wife, his mistress, and his mother on the phones, but the point is, there is an economy of attention that isn't, there is a limited amount of time to get that person's attention. And what we used to do in my previous career was marketing, advertising. You put an advert out. You said, look at me, here's my advert. And now it's called content. I don't think there's a difference, really. I think they're the same thing. They're both trying to get people's attention. So, 5 ways to get their attention. Firstly, telling stories. the art of making good content, it doesn't matter if it's on Facebook or website or YouTube, is tell a good story. And horse racing has amazing stories. You have amazing history, you have amazing characters, you have amazing races. You know, these are great stories. Anyone know what that is? Snapchat. Anyone on Snapchat? Yep, a few nods, a few nods. Snapchat just recently had 4 billion video views. Any ideas how long it took them to get 4 billion video views? Just today. They do 4 billion video views a day. They're huge in the US. I think the previous presentation mentioned that those guys are using Snapchat. Now they're trying to get into Europe, so their main markets they're aiming at are UK, France, Ireland, I believe. They do a thing called live stories, where they go to an event and they tell the story of an event. They do it in a very different way than a TV station would. They show pictures and videos and they put them together into over a 24-hour period and create a live story. Now the first place they did that in the UK was Cheltenham Cheltenham. That's not the Cheltenham logo, you might be thinking. That's because they didn't ask, they just turned up and did it, which is very the nature of their company. But they talked to people, they talked to the horse. They created a logo, they created a 24-hour, it's about a 300-second video basically, that built up through the day, through the event, after the event, and they put it out to millions of people on Snapchat, off their own back. Imagine what you do if you could work with them. But they are very good at telling stories, getting people's attention. 2, making the most of your assets. So this is Man United. So people have assets. Sports have assets. So you've got access to horses, to jockeys, access to data. Your sport has incredible data. And the betting companies use it very well. But all the amount of data is incredible. And that can create content, that can create graphics, that can create infographics, infographic videos. And the third one here is archive. Is there any way I can play these videos? Because I haven't got a mouse here. It's not essential. All right, here we go. Okay. So there is the first vine. These are all 3 vines. That was, you're supposed to click the button and try to get the player to stop, but that's within the glasses. That's their asset. The second one is, all right, we'll go to the third one. The third one.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Is using their archive footage, you know, classic moments. You know, horse racing has classic moments. But they're getting these videos out. They're pushing them out very fast. These are vines, so these are all gone out on Twitter. Innovate. We've heard a lot about innovation today. This is just a quick example from the US. Virtual reality, 360-degree camera put on the halfway line, NBA game. The guys with the headsets on can then look around like that, up, down, you know, they can see, you know, they can look around the court, watch the ball, watch the action. The idea is that, in theory, makes the stadium capacity infinite. Well, not infinite, it's the number of people in the world, but in theory, you could be anywhere in the world watching, you know, from a great seat. Now, at the moment, obviously, you have to buy a virtual reality headset. That costs money, although they are coming down to about £300 now. But these guys did this as a test, and there's 100 articles written about it. When you innovate, one of the advantages of innovative, people pick it up on it and talk about it. That gets you attention. Working with superfans. Racing or any sport has super fans, people who are absolutely love it, go all the time, they're advocates, they want to tell their friends, other people about it. Currently, our client O2 is a sponsor of the England rugby team. England are hosting the World Cup, Rugby World Cup. You think, what an opportunity. The problem is, O2 is not allowed to have O2 on their shirt during the tournament. They're not allowed to mention the word Rugby World Cup. They can't talk about the matches. Because they're not a sponsor of the tournament, they're a sponsor of the team. So now they're running big TV campaign called Wear the Rose. But they came to us and said, look, we really want to get into the heart and soul of the real rugby fan. How do we get from the kind of grassroots upwards level? So we've hired, we've recruited the Rose Army. They are 100 genuine, passionate, super passionate rugby fans who are also good at social media. That was the 2 things we had to find them. So we literally went across the country online and found these people, recruited them. We speak to them every day. This is about 6 weeks in now. None of them are paid. They get shirts and tickets and made to feel special. So we set them challenges. So when we played France, a topical one, in the warm-up, we set them a challenge to get a Frenchman to wear the rose. So all 100 had to work together to go out and get a photo of a Frenchman with an English rose on them and send the photo or the video back in. We then look at all the content, pick the best bits, and then produce it and put it back out on social media. So they've got 100,000 followers themselves, and so they've created now 10,000 pieces of content between them, none of them paid. That creates O2 huge amount of content. The content, it's genuine, it's real people. That's what O2 really love about it. Because their campaign's called Wear the Rose, it's easy for a brand to put a big TV campaign out saying Wear the Rose. These people are genuinely wearing the rose. That's what their passion is. So it kind of dovetails very well with their TV ad campaign. So some of the other challenges are try to get them to find a rugby fan age 0 to 100, as in 100 rugby fans of one of each age, which are currently 3 to go. And if you show the video now, this is one of the other challenges they did for us.
Hi, I'm Matt, a member of O2's Rose Army. We're 100 of the most dedicated rugby fans in England. And over the last few weeks, we've been completing challenges to show our commitment to the team.
Let's give them a great big cheer!
This week, Alex Payne from O2's Inside Line challenged us to persuade non-rugby fans to wear the rose. So we set to work looking for the very best the sporting world has to offer.
Oi, wrong sport.
Ice hockey players, fishermen, gymnasts, show jumpers, cyclists.
Normally I like to go out in ridiculous tight fluoro clothing, but this weekend I'll be wearing the rose.
Marathon runners, kayakers, bodybuilders, dancers and rock climbers all pledged their support. We even snuck some shirts into the Oval.
Here I am at the Oval with Jamie.
To convert some cricket fans at the Ashes.
Come on, England!
And some familiar faces from boxing,
England packs a punch.
hockey,
We are the Coventry Blaze hockey team.
and football
I'm John Gregory.
also lined up to show their colours. Another challenge successfully completed by the Rose Army.
Wear the rose!
Bring on the next challenge. Come on, England!
So working with your super fans is a cost-effective. It does take some time managing and providing them with ideas and tools, but they can work for you and with you. And I'm sure racing has a huge amount of super fans and fascinating characters and people within it. And you'll see O2's branding all over it. Finally, have fun. Don't take it too seriously. It's sport. It's entertainment. And this was where, as I say, working with some of the race courses. This is a fantastic vine from newbie race courses. If you could.
I ain't getting on no horse.
Simple, fun, very shareable for social media. But there is a big word of caution here. Before you go out creating these wonderful, fun pieces of content, before you try to seek anyone's attention, firstly, we do this with all the clients we work with. Look at the data from your website, data from your social media channels, data that you own. Work out where you are. Work out, create some insights, understand the audience, know where you are. Then have a strategy, have a plan. Every piece of content you create, it needs a purpose. It needs to know why you're doing it. Is it to sell tickets? Is it to engage people? Is it to create loyalty? Understand why you're doing it first before you rush into it. And plan. Plan what content you're going to make, how it's going to be distributed. Just putting it on YouTube is not good enough. It needs a plan. There are billions of videos on YouTube that no one watches. And finally, track, evolve, learn. Use the data, use the insights, evolve the strategy and move forward. And this is basically how we accelerate digital performance. So, if you've got any questions now, or you can, as my email address, will talk to me. I'm around lunchtime. I'm the one in the sling. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Peter.